Oh, hi Marianne, hi Chris. Yeah, so these are the window sills. Obviously, the rain's going to start. Well, you can see it's getting into the wood now. And then probably in a couple of years, you're going to start getting that's going to start rotting. Also, the windows need doing. It's up there. I mean, I don't know if you want to budget for doing that or not. We're happy to do it. But yeah, the windows, look, they need sanding. So basically, what we would do is, I've got this. I've got a special sander. It's like a tiny little triangle like that, and we go bzzz, and we sand it there, sand the faces, sand the windows, because what's happening is, what's happening is hold on, let me get my foot in a bit better. I'm trying to balance and hold the phone at the same time. So yeah, what's happening? See at the back here, can you see? See these are coming off as well. That one's come off there. That was laying on the roof, so I just put it there. I mean, this sticky stuff, this is rubbish. So what it is, you look on the internet, there's a double-sided tape called 3M, and it's very, very good stuff. It's like, it wouldn't have fallen off like this. This is like a rubbish foam type tape. Can you see? It's like foamy. It's garbage. So these need sticking back on with 3M. I mean, just do the ones that are loose for now, but the tape they're stuck on with, oops, that one's just fallen off. Can you see that one's loose as well? That one's just fallen off. You can see the back of it, it's not even stuck to it. Like, it's got to be a 3M tape, not a foam one. So yeah, it's up to you. Again, if you haven't budgeted for it, I'm not fussed if you don't have it done. Again, I've got tons of work on. We got loads of work on. As soon as the weather gets better, we got work right up till sort of August, September time. So we've got plenty of work on. So I'm not touting for work. I'm just obviously, I'm just pointing out stuff for you. Can you see? They just all really need painting now. What we would do as well, we would sand it all back, and then we'd put a special type of primer on. It's like a very good quality wood primer for exterior. Then we would put the gloss coat on. Okay, let me look over here. I mean, this window, can you see? It's the same. These beads. I'll go over there in a second. Hold on. Can you see this windowsill? Look. If you don't attack it in the next at least maybe 2 to 3 years, that seal's going to start rotting away when the rain gets into it. See, what happens is, because you've got no paint, because there's no paint on the windows. See, that one's coming loose as well. Because there's no paint on the windows, and what it is, when you paint the window, the paint would seep into this gap here, the gloss. So it sort of like protects. It almost protects the adhesive behind that's holding on the glazing bars, right? So that's why these are falling off, because what's happening, water's getting behind it, frost is happening, and then when the water freezes, it's going to push these off, isn't it? When it expands. I mean, those, I don't know if you've seen those, but see those beads there, Marion? They're non-existent. I don't know where they are. I don't know if you've ever seen them fall off. They're not on this roof here. So you've got a bead there. You've got a bead here, that bead's missing, that bead's missing, and that bead's missing. Where they've gone, I don't know. I don't know if they've obviously at some stage they've blown off the roof and ended up maybe down there with the wind. I don't know. But all these windows at the back, they're all the same. But that bead's missing. I don't know where that is. See, these are all loose. It might be worth, us just taking these off and doing them from proper 3M tape. I know it's going to take a bit of time and that, but, is it better to do that or let them just rot away, and then you're going to end up thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds buying new windows, Then you've got this one here as well. This seal's pretty bad, this. It's actually, you can see that it's starting to get all soft there, where the rain's getting in it. Gently step over here. Can you see? So it would be, I don't know if you can see that window. I'll try and zoom it in. Hold on, let me get my foot in first. See, this one's falling off as well. Can you see that bead's falling off? So it might be, hold on, so let me get my foot in a minute. Let me try and zoom in over there, because I can't step over that far. Can you see that window's the same? So I would probably do, you got 1, 2, 3, Oops, let me zoom back out again. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows. I'm assuming that's windows yours, is it? I'm assuming that is over that little extension. Assuming that's yours. Where does your property end? Does it end where that chimney is? Because obviously, you know, I've done you a quotation to do those ridges and the ridges on there as well. Okay, the same as what we got there. Can you see that? See what I've done today? I've still got some work to do. I'm going to be here till about 6 o'clock because I've got to get the heat gun just to heat up the edges, because it's got like a tile band, and I heat the tile up and then it just melts and bonds to the tile. And then those things there, they'll still be there in 50 years time. As I said to Chris, with cement, you know, you do them 8 years time, you're doing them again. Another 8 years time, you're doing them again. Another 8 years time, you're doing them again, because the cement always falls out. It never lasts, cement. That's why they come out with this modern system. You know, it's called Dry Verge, which I showed you a picture of. So yeah, let us know what you want to do about these windows. What else was it? Oh yeah, that was that other little job I showed Chris. Hold on, let me just get my foot in here. Yeah, so what it is, I showed Chris this. So there is a gutter underneath here, but what it is, it's getting very full up with moss here. It's getting really full up with moss, and what will happen is moss gets full up so high, right, and then the water builds up, it will overflow on the wall plate, and then it start rotting the wall plate out, and then you'll have dampness. Again, I'm talking, my father was a builder, my granddad was a builder. That's all I've ever done. I'm a carpenter by trade, but I can do everybody else's job. I've built whole houses on my own over the course of 2 years. Not had a single soul help me. I can do everybody. I can do electrical. I'm partly qualified in electrics, domestic only, not in commercial. I can do, you know, plumbing. Just there's nothing I can't do, plastering and that. So yeah, that's the windows. And then what I said to Chris is that it's not very good not being able to get in there to clean that gutter, because as I said, it's going to build up eventually, and it might not be now, it might be 5 years time or 6 years. The moss is going to get so deep in there that it's just going to overflow the gutter, like over the wall plate. So you've got basically a wall plate here, and then the rafters that go up the roof, they connect onto the wall plate, and you don't want that rotting out, because you know that would cause a whole lot of work, you know, you've got to do. So I said to Chris, what I'm going to do is these tiles, we'll push these tiles up, and we run the lead underneath these tiles, and then come down and then come up like that, and it'd be like a very nice lead gutter going through. It looked really professional, and that's how it should be done, really. Not how that's done. It's just you can't maintain it, can you? You just can't get into it to clear all the moss out. So yeah, so there's that. But that's only a little job that, you know, I said to Chris, might be £25-30 in lead, and then an hour or two to do it, and then that could be a good job done. And then all the moss that falls off this roof, it's going to be in that trough. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot better solution. And also this gutter here, this gutter is obviously lying flat against the tiles, and obviously it's collecting moss there. It's collecting everything. So what we'll do is this pipe, we'll actually lift it up and we put it on brackets on the side here, on this board here. We'll put it on a couple of brackets, 2 brackets going through there. I mean, in an ideal world, really, that pipe takes the water off the roof, so it comes down there, it comes down that pipe, then it comes here. So the Christ, you got, look at all the water. The nearest next pipe is all the way down there. Can you see it? Like almost right the other side of Vicky's building. And then it comes, there's no more down pipe, no more down pipe, no more down pipe. Then there's that one. Then you've got gutter, 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 and the next down pipe is there. So there's a lot of water coming off this roof, coming down that pipe in there, and it's just, as it is, it's just spewing into that gutter, which is going to overwhelm that gutter, you know, with a lot of water. So another suggestion, literally it's going to be about £15 worth of pipe work, is to take that gutter pipe all the way through and then have it come down onto this gutter. Then if it does get overwhelmed, you'll see it because it'll drip over here, but it won't get overwhelmed because I run a shoe. So here I'll run a pipe down into that gutter or down into this gutter, whichever's more suitable. Okay. I showed one other thing. Let me just climb down the ladder. So this gutter here is just completely full up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all. I showed Chris this. I'm going to drag all this out. Can you see, look, the amount of stuff in it? So I'm going to drag it. I've got a machine, a really very commercial professional machine. I'm going to blast all these out. I'm going to take all this out. Look, because it all needs coming out. But again, this is just an hour's work to take this off and clean it. It's not like it's going to cost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It's just going to be a couple of hours labour. That's all. That's it for the minute, I think. If you just let us know when you've watched this video, let me know that you've seen it, and then I can always chat to you when I'm here tomorrow. Me and Kurt tomorrow, we're gonna do the problems at the front where you've got those tiles that are cracked that I showed you with the drone, and then we're gonna take all these ridges off. Okay, because obviously you've seen the video that I showed you about the ridges and the problems and stuff. So me and Kurt are going to be doing Curtis are going to be doing all those ridges up there. Okay, okay, bye.